Good day, everyone. Yes, we've seen scenario whereby a lot of people like service building. They really want to enjoy service apartments, but the commitment that comes with it, which is the payment of service charge, they tend to run away from it. So today I'll be sharing with you what is service charge, service apartment, and what your payment covers. Yes, in terms of the service charge you've paid, what it actually covers, I'll be sharing with you. Service charge is an additional amount the tenant paid. Yes, for the management and maintenance of the share space or apartment. Service charge, most of the time, is said to be a deposit amount paid by the tenant. The reason why it is deposit is it is not final payment. Yes, depending on how the account is being run, most of the time before the service year expires or lapse, you might have actually exhaust your deposit amount of money. So for you to continue to enjoy that smooth running of the services, for you to continue to enjoy that service, you just have to deposit another amount of money. So that is why it is said to be a deposit. Yeah, all this amount of money you are paying covers for all the services it provides is one, maintenance and management of the common area, e.g. like the cleaning of the common areas. Yes, it covers for the wages of the cleaners, the securities, yes, and every other maintenance of the common areas, like taking care of this security lightnings, the changing of bulbs, the maintenance of securities. If it is a service apartment whereby there is service, whereby there is generator, yes, the constant maintenance and repairs of the generators. And if this is a fully serviced area whereby there is swimming pool, there is gym, yeah, the repairs of and the maintenance of the swimming pool area, yeah, the gym, the maintenance and the repairs of it, yeah, the wages for the swimming pool cleaners and lifeguards and so on. So these are the things that the service charge you are paying actually covers for. Yes, what your service charge does not cover. Yes, your service charge does not cover the repairs in your apartment. Yes, the service charge is for repairs in common areas and not the ones in your apartment. So if you have issues with plumbing in your apartment, you are going to fix it yourself. Your service charge does not cover for it. That is one. Then two, the repairs of your landlord. Yes, probably there's a leakage in the roof or in the ceiling there about, and it's the landlord's responsibility. Your service charge does not cover that. I remember that I was asked in an interview with the board that okay, fine, a roof repair in a service apartment, in a service apartment, that how you going to go about it. When the first thing I said was I referred them back to the repairs in management, and depending on the type of agreement the tenant has actually entered into. Yes, if the tenant has actually entered into full repairing and insuring list, then the tenant is liable. It does not have anything to do with the service charge. If it is internal repairing and insuring list, then the landlord have to come and take up his responsibility. So there's nothing that concerns service charge with the repairs of roof or the repairs in your apartment. So in most service apartments, yes, NEPA bill, which is PCM bill, and diesel supplies, as the deposit for diesel, they are not actually added or included in the service charge you are paying. The reason why is because these two bills, they are not stable. Yes, the economy is not stable, the price of diesel is not stable, so it fluctuates. So like for the year 2022 thereabout, look at what we started, the price of diesel we started with, and look at what we ended the year with. So that's one. And then again, the PACN too, yes, every day PACN keep increasing tariffs. That's one. And then depending on usage, depending on how you consume electricity, that's how you are going to get bill. So those two things, they are not included in the service charge most service apartments. So what they do is, once they want to get diesel supply, they will tell you this is the price we are getting for diesel per liter, and this is the number of liters you want to get. Okay, fine. This is the amount of money that is apportioned to your apartment. So you pay, then they get diesel. And for PACN, once they get the bills, they distribute it according to your consumption, depending on what your meter reading in your apartment state. Then they give you your bill, then you pay. So those two things, most of the time, people don't, and most service facility management company don't include it in their service apartment, in their service charge. I've seen a service apartment whereby an occupier actually brought her own personal generator. Yeah, you won't blame the individual. Yeah, she brought her own personal generator, complaining that the price of diesel is quite on the high side and she can't cope. She was even saying we should go to other facilities that they are not paying as high as they are paying. Okay, fine. Depending on the numbers of people in the estate, that means how much you're going to pay for diesel deposit. Yes, because the generator most of the time can actually power a whole street or a whole area. And if you have such generator powering just 10, 11 or 12 estate or thereabout, 12 apartment thereabout, they tend to pay more than the one powering like maybe 15 to 30 buildings. So they tend to pay more. So before next time, before you get a service apartment or before you buy a service building, yes, please count your crowns and know the cost of diesel. And if you can't cope, it is not compulsory for you to buy. It is a service apartment, and service apartment, they tend to use generator and 24 hours light. So if you know you can't cope for the price of diesel, it's not just I have the money to buy the apartment. You just have to count your costs too. Can you actually afford the diesel? Can you afford the service charge? The PACN, most of the time, they don't have a personal meter attached to them, so they bring bills to them. They use postpaid and not prepaid. So can you actually pay for power? If you know you can't pay for all these things, there's no need for you to get a service apartment. So when someone is marketing a service apartment to you, inquire of those things. Ask them, am I going to be paying for this on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis? Am I going to be paying for PACN? Is there a personal meter? Ask so that you won't find yourself in that shoes. So before you buy a service apartment, please ask questions. Ask questions. Till I come your way next time. I'm Shiju Adekunle, facility manager, your estate surveyor and valuer. Remain blessed.